The Scioto River is a river in central and southern Ohio, more than 231 miles in length. It rises in Auglaize County in west-central Ohio, flows through Columbus, Ohio, where it collects its largest tributary, the Olentangy River, and meets the Ohio River at Portsmouth. Too small for modern commercial shipping, its primary economic importance is for recreation and drinking water. Geography and geology. The lower Scioto River Valley is large compared to the width of the river and is extensively farmed. Meltwaters from retreating glaciers carve the valley exceptionally wide. Valley bottoms are smooth, and flood deposits created during and since the most recent glacial period cause floodplain soils to be very productive. As a result, farms line much of the lower Scioto where it flows through low, rolling hills covered in hardwood trees. The geologic history of the Scioto River is tied to the destruction of the Tees River network during the Ice Ages and consequent creation of the Ohio River. The north-flowing Tees River was dammed by glaciers, and damming of other rivers led to a series of floods as lakes overflowed into adjacent valleys. Glacial length.It is estimated to have been two-thirds the size of modern Lake Erie. Valleys beyond the reach of glaciers were reorganized to create the Ohio River, and the Scioto River replaced the Tees River. The Scioto River flows through segments of the Tees River Valley but opposite the direction the Tees River flowed. In the cities of Columbus and Dublin, the river has cut a gorge in fossil-bearing Devonian limestone, and many tributary streams have waterfalls, such as Hayden Falls. History. The Scioto River Valley was home to many Native American cultures. The best-known group is the mound builders of the Hopewell tradition. Numerous burial mounds can be seen near Chillicothe at the Hopewell Culture National Historic Park. The former strength of these cultures is demonstrated in settler accounts from as far east as Virginia. The name Scioto is derived from the Wyandot word Scioto, deer, compare Shenandoah, derived from the word for deer in another Iroquoian language. During the antebellum years, the Scioto River provided a route to freedom for many slaves escaping from the South, as they continued north after crossing the Ohio River. Towns such as Chillicothe became important stops on the Underground Railroad. A traditional fiddle tune in the Appalachian repertoire, Big Scioto, takes its name from the river. The melody is attributed to the Hammonds family of West Virginia. In 2012, the river dropped to record near-record low water levels as a result of the acute effects of the 2012 North American drought in Ohio. Pollution. Threats facing the river include agricultural pollutants from upstream and urban-generated pollutants such as contaminated street runoff and waterborne litter. Rapid residential and commercial development in the watershed is increasing stormwater runoff. Dams and reservoirs. There are two major dams on the river. Griggs Dam in Columbus was built in 1904 to 1908 to impound a water supply for the city. Farther upstream, at Shawnee Hills, the O'Shaughnessy Dam was built in 1922 to 1925, creating a larger reservoir which was billed at the time as the finest inland waterway in the United States. Both dams are operated by the City of Columbus. The removal of the Main Street Dam in downtown Columbus, which was built in 1921, began in November of 2013. The removal was initially proposed in the 2010 Strategic Plan for Downtown Columbus. The $35.5 million project is being funded by a coalition of public and private entities, including the City of Columbus, Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, Ohio Department of Transportation, Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Columbus Downtown Development Corporation, Franklin County Board of Commissioners, Metro Parks, the Columbus Foundation, and Battle. Prior to its demolition, the Main Street Dam impounded roughly 2.3 miles of the Scioto River, artificially enlarging its width to an average of 500 feet in downtown Columbus. Once completed, the Scioto Greenways project will reduce the width by nearly half, and expose 33 acres of land which will be reclaimed as parkland by the city. Riffles and pools will be restored to the river channel, returning it to its natural riparian state. Experts believe the restoration project will result in a healthier river and better habitat for native plant, fish, and mussel species. Cities and towns along the Scioto River. Cities and towns listed from upstream to downstream: Gunton, Larue, Greencamp, Prospect, Shawnee Hills, Dublin, Upper Arlington, Columbus, Circleville, Chillicothe, Waverly, Piketon, Portsmouth, Grandview Heights. Variant names. According to the Geographic Names Information System, the Scioto River has also been known as Big Scioto River, Big Scioto River, Kianatho River, Great Scioto River, Menkwisi-Punk, Rivière Kianuski, Scioto, Scioto Creek, Scioto River, Scioto River, Scioto River, Scioto River, Scioto River.